Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Kay back at it with a new blog. Today's blog is titled Senior Years Aren't Always Golden. But before we get started, press like if you like my video and please subscribe. Okay, let's get started. I'm sure throughout your life you see in these pamphlets, you see in the commercials, the seniors, they get to the finish line, they are happy, they're smiling all the time, they're playing golf, they're going places, they're doing lunches, they're out with friends. You get where I'm going, right? That's what we see. But I had the privilege to actually work in senior housing and to be around senior citizens. And this is in my own perspective of what I saw. Now, maybe yours could be different, and that's good. But this is what I saw. So let's get started. You do have some happy seniors. I've seen them, and I hope that I be one. I just retired 5 months ago, and I try to be conscious of being a happy senior and living my life to the fullest. But then you have the mean seniors, people that go into being a senior angry and upset at the world. And I've seen that type of senior, and that's not a great place to be in. Then you have the sad senior, someone that's depressed, unhappy with the way life is for them, and so it makes for not a happy place. Then you have seniors with money issues, whereas it's homelessness. Believe it or not, homelessness, because as a senior, you're only getting X amount of dollars unless you got a really great pension or retirement plan, whereas it can help you in your golden years. Or if your house is paid for, that always helps, because rents are constantly going through the roof. So that's something, if you have a house and you're still working, that's something you may want to consider is paying off your house. Then you have the depressed senior, and that goes along with the sad senior, just not feeling good about life or yourself. Then you have the seniors with health issues and mental health issues, and that's never good because if you got health issues, your quality of life might not be as great as it should be. And then if you got mental health issues, that goes with your mental faculty, meaning that, if your mental faculty isn't good, then you might need someone else to make decisions for you or uh, being able not being able to make your own decisions. So those are things that seniors have to deal with. Uh, Seniors with negative thoughts on life, and that comes probably for the most part is too much isolation, being to yourself day in day out. The walls start caving in on you, and then you start thinking the world is against you. So seniors experience that. Bored seniors, not having a lot to do, and that could be detrimental to your health as well, because when you're bored, it just makes the day go by a lot longer, and you find yourself just sitting around wasting away if you don't have any activities in your life. Sleeping too much can come probably from being depressed, and again not having any activities going on in your life. So you find yourself just sitting around watching TV or laying around. I'm reading off a list because I can't remember all of this. not having transportation to do things even if you wanted to. Transportation plays a big role. Now, in certain cities, they do offer transportation for seniors, but I don't know how it works and how well it works. Living alone, as you age, you probably want to be around other people. Getting up in the morning, being to yourself, going to bed, being to yourself, day in, day out, can really play mind games on you. Living in a senior housing or a nursing home depends on the senior housing. I've seen some deplorable senior housing where the seniors are, for the most part, neglected, and I've seen some really great senior citizen homes and nursing homes. I've seen some decent nursing homes, and I've seen some bad nursing homes. And you want to stay out of the nursing home, as much as long as you can, because that's really not the place to be. Okay, what can we do about this? In my opinion, uh, as you begin to age and get up in age? Well, one is, plan your retirement before you retire, meaning, try to have a plan on what you're going to do when you retire. Because most people think when they're going to retire, well, I get a chance to relax. I don't have any place to be. I don't have to do anything. And that's good and that's true and it's great. But all the stuff that I just named can set in if you don't have a plan. You should have a morning routine. Whereas with me, I get up in the morning, I freshen up, I get dressed, I do some light exercises, some light stretching, and then I go for a 30-minute to an hour walk. Then I come back, have my cup of java, then I play word games and number games, and I try to do it twice a day. And then from there, I plan my day out on what should I do. Now, everybody's different, so you do what you're able to do. So I'm just throwing out some stuff. You want to try to be around people as much as possible because isolation is never good. It's just like when people be in jail and they throw them in solitary confinement. It's never good for the brain. So you want to, stay active as much as you can and be around people. They used to have it where you can go to the malls and in a group go for a walk. But if you can't do that, and your neighborhood is halfway decent, maybe you can go for a walk in your neighborhood or up to the park or the forest reserve. Family and friends are very important because there's nothing like being to yourself day in and day out. It can be very depressing. I know a neighbor of mine, her family and friends are constantly over there, and that's beautiful. She's one of the fortunate, but there's a lot of unfortunate seniors that when they find themselves just being alone all day long. When I worked in senior housing, I experienced that and I noticed that with seniors, and it can be very depressing. You wish that you could do more because no one should be alone all the time. You want to eliminate downtime as much as possible when you're retired because an idle mind, like they say, is a playground for the devil. So you wanna try to fill up as much of that time as possible, staying busy doing something. You may want to get a hobby or a part-time job or volunteer, anything to keep that mind from being idle. The next one is you want to get out the house again as much as possible. And you see, I keep going back to that. It's very important to be around people. As humans, we were designed by God to be around people, not be isolated to yourself. Because again, your mind can play tricks on you. Work as long as you can. Work is more than just making money. work is being around others. Your brain is working because you're making decisions. You got to come up with answers. You're walking, you're talking, and you're doing this for 8 to 10 hours a day or whatever your schedule is. But sometime is better than no time. And if you don't have that, just going to the grocery store, helps because you're around people. So you want to get out the house as much as possible. The next thing is you want to keep your mind and your body fit. Because without those two things, now you got to depend on others. And no one wants to be a burden on someone else. So if you can get up and do a lightweight exercise and play some mind games, like the word and number games, these things do wonders for you. And like I say, your mental faculty is your number one thing that you need to keep fit. So in my closing thoughts is, one day, if you're blessed, you'll experience some of the things that I just named, or all of them. And I'm hoping it's none of them. But that's just a fact of life. The second thing is, we think of the finish line all the time. I can't wait to get to the finish line. But the funny part, the journey is more important than the finish line. Because in that journey, you get a chance to meet people, experience things, go places, do things, challenges of life, all of these things. Whereas when you get to the finish line, you're done. So enjoy the journey, because the journey is probably the most important part of life. So I think I pretty much covered everything I need to cover. So again, this is Kay, back at it with a new blog. Press like if you like my video. Subscribe if you can. And leave a comment. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.